Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. The international break is over. Thank the Lord for that. We are back with some Premier League football. We take on Wolves. 8:15 kickoff at Molineux tomorrow night. Big game for our Champions League, Europa League hopes. But Phil has joined me. A couple of guests we're going to bring on in a second. But firstly, Phil, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah. Not too bad. Right, let's see who's in the chat. Adam, hope you're well. Dad, hope you're well. Bonjour to you. Andy, Lawrence as well. Hope you're well. From the US of A. But let's bring on our other two guests. We've got Gary and Steve. How are you?
Hello, Jake.
Okay,
You right?
Hello, guys. You right?
Good.
Good. Right, Wolves then. Phil, I'm going to come to you first. You confident?
Fairly confident. Yeah, I think we should. I think we needed this break, the international break. I think we've been sort of let down with those last two results we had. So hopefully we're going to be really up and running and have a good proper winning mentality for this game, because this is now the proper business end of the season. Now, if we really want the ambitions to be in this, like the Champions League or even fifth place for the Europa League, we've got to really go for it this game and just don't get complacent after like 50 odd minutes.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 or 4 massive games now. We've got Wolves, we've got Chelsea, and we've got Leicester and Everton in there. They're massive games. But our first one, we've got Gary. Our players have done us proud in the international rate. Let's hope they can bring it back against Wolves tomorrow. What you confident?
Yeah, I hope so. As you said, our international players, 3 man of the match awards out of 3 games, fantastic. And I'm feeling confident. We need the win because it looks like Spurs are ahead, and if Everton winners will be 8th by the time we kick off, which is makes a massive game for us. So let's hope. I mean, I thought the 4-0 home win was our best performance of the season. So if we can take some of that form to the away game, then we should be all right.
Yeah. Steve, Molineux seems to be a bit of a bogey ground for West Ham, but let's hope we can go there and do what we've been doing. Are you confident?
I'm fifth, well, half and half, mate. To be honest, depends how Moyes sets up the game. For me, you never know what he's going to do. You know, I've heard stories today, back 5 coming in, Noble may be playing. You know, that doesn't fill me with much confidence, but hopefully he doesn't. You know, rumours obviously going round, but if I was the manager, I'd be going to treat it like a cup game, mate, to be honest. This is the stage, as Phil says. We got to go for it, mate. So we got to treat this as a cup game and go all out for a win, you know? I'd rather go all out for a win than sit there like some of this defensive stuff he plays at times. But we'll find out tomorrow night, wouldn't we? But yeah, if we go out to attack them, mate, I think Wolves haven't done anything this season, really. They've been a bit hit and miss, haven't they? A bit lightweight. You know, they haven't got anything to really play for. They're not going to get relegated. They're not going to get any decent spots up the top. So, with any luck, but this is West Ham, isn't it? That's all we can do, isn't it? You know, it's why we love them, I suppose. But quietly confident is probably it, Jake.
Yeah. Happy Easter to everyone. And this is happy Easter to everyone. Only been up an hour. Again, what is wrong with me? I don't like this. Don't tell Jake we're eating his Easter roast while this show is running. We will see about that. Now here he comes. Come on, Wolves. Adam, come on. Adam says I see Daya has cleaned out his man cave.
Get in there, bit's going.
Yeah. Phil, Wolves. I mean, as Steve said, they're a bit hit and miss, aren't they, this season? There's been hints that Raul Jimenez might be back in the squad tomorrow, but who are you fearing the most from that side, do you think?
Probably Adama Traore. I mean, I think he's a little bit overrated myself personally, but he always seems to do all right against us. He's got that bit like Antonio, where he's sort of really muscular, but more muscular than him. So, I reckon he could run us ragged if he's on his top game.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past any of the other players because they've got good individual players in their team. But he always seems to stick out for me for some reason.
Yeah, he's not. People don't rate him because he doesn't do anything, but he's got pace. That's the only thing. Do you think if we do play a back four, Gary, do you think that he could be running rings around Creswell?
I worry big time if Creswell's in part of the back four against him. I think that's just very much playing to their hands. Almost certainly, I think he'll play back five tomorrow. That's my gut feel. I think Arthur will come back in the team. And then, and I'm not too worried about any players. Jimenez, I think, is out for the season because he had a really bad fracture, didn't he? So he's the only one that looked really dangerous against us. So I'm quite confident. But like I said, I think Moyes will go for a back five and will attack on a counter attack, I think.
Yeah, and the one thing's worried me. I've seen Raul Jimenez put on social media that he's put himself back into his fantasy football team. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I guess we will find out tomorrow. Let's see. I mean, Steve, would it worry you if we go back to a back five, or would you understand it?
I'd understand it, but I don't think it's not what if I was a manager. It's not what I would do personally. But hey, he probably knows a bit more than me, Moyes, doesn't he? So, but now I think we got to get at him, right? And Wolves Nevas, I quite rate him. Is it Nevas?
Yeah.
But they don't pose a big threat to me. I don't think. Wolves they're lightweight. They've got technical players, skillful players, but they're not working as a unit, and hence why they're where they are at the moment. So we got to go at them. We got to go out. If you want to win something, you got to go out to win. Yeah, that's always my attitude. If we want to be in the Champions League, which what a dream that would be, we got to go out and earn it, and not just try and. There's no such, especially with there's no such thing as an away game at the moment. They're just going on the football pitch to play, right? So we're not really going to Wolves, are we? We're just going onto a football pitch to play a game of football. So we got to go out and attack. That's what we got to do. And then, and if we do get ahead, let's not give it away this time. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Exactly. Andy says, to know if Neto is playing, Nelson Semedo is a threat on the right. Yeah, I rate him. They bought him in. He's definitely a threat. Who will feature on Wednesday night's quiz of Know My Host? We will see. But we're talking about what to do back four, back five, back three, whatever you want to call it. Let's have a look at some predicted 11s. This is the Wolves predicted 11. So this is what I found. I don't know a huge amount about Wolves, but this is what I found with Patricio in goal, perhaps with a three at the back with Boleyn, Cody and Saiz, kind of playing with wing backs with Semedo and Johnny, Neves, then Donker in the middle, and then Traore, Neto, and William Jose. Apart from the players that we've mentioned, is there anybody else? Let's go, Gary. Is there anyone else that fears you when you look at that?
Nobody fears me, Jake, but Den Donker, wasn't he heavily linked with us as well? I think we were looking at him for a long time.
A few years ago.
Yeah, I think he's heavily linked. Other ones, I don't know the forward at all, Jose. I don't know him at all, to be honest.
I know of him, but I think he was just there just because of Jimenez's injury. That's why they brought him in, I think.
I don't know him at all.
Yeah. Steve, I showed you this before we went on, and we discussed this. So this is what I would personally pick. Fabianski in goal with a back four of Creswell, Dawson, Diop and Soufal. The two in the middle of Rice and Souček. And then the front four of Benrahma, Lingard, Bowen and Antonio. Now, Steve, you mentioned perhaps Fornals over Benrahma in there. That's what Moyes might do.
I think that's what I've got a feeling Moyes would do that. I wouldn't personally. I'd go with that line up there myself. I totally agree with that, Dave, to be honest. But Moyes, there's something with him and Benrahma, isn't there? Right? When we start when Fornals is back, I reckon he'd go Fornals myself.
Yeah. If he does want to go for it, Phil, do you reckon that he might go for Fornals over Bowen? Do you think? What do you think? Do you think he will do anything like that, or would you, if you were Moyes, and if you, what would you think Moyes would do in Moyes' self?
If it was Moyes being Moyes, he'd probably have Ben Rama on the bench and then have Fornals in front instead of him with Lingard and Bowen. But sorry, Newcastle just had an attack and they just sit over the bar.
Oh.
But if it was me personally, I think it'd be good to see Fornals back into the starting 11. So maybe have Bowen on the bench, and then have the other two, Lingard and Ben Rama up there. So at least we got a good bit of creativity, and then Fornals being industrial as well, because we have sort of missed that over the last couple of games without his presence.
Yeah, I agree with Phil. Gary, would you do that?
I think you hit the nail on the head, Jake. Unfortunately, Moyes doesn't trust Ben Rama. This is clear. So I think almost certainly he'll go for a back five, in my opinion. I think Arthur Masuaku will come in, or Johnson, and then he'll drop Bowen and Ben Rama and bring in Fornals and either one of the left backs. I don't know what it is, what Ben Rama's done, but he doesn't trust him. You can see this is. When he took him off against the Arsenal game, he just set up Antonio for a great chance, and he hauls him off straight away. So I don't know. It's predetermined. So I think we're going to not be. Almost certainly he won't start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel that it is difficult because we have seen. He's hinted it massively in his press conference, David Moyes, that King Arthur's back training. And I saw somewhere, Gary, you mentioned it, that it would be written all over for us to go back to a back five and Arthur to slot in that wing back position. Steve, who would you prefer there, Johnson or Masuaku if he's fit?
Masuaku. I think he's quality, to be fair.
Yeah, not. I don't think he's as a left back, but I think as a left wing back, he's ideal.
Yeah, left back. He can't defend to save his life, really. To be fair. But going forward, when he bombs on, mate, and with all his trickery as well, he skins people alive, mate. So I like that. I think Arthur's class myself. Maybe
Phil, that's what we've missed when he's been out. Maybe it's just that option there because he's got the pace. Now we know Johnson. I'm all for giving Johnson chances, but I think Masuaku's just got that bit more going forward, hasn't he? To what Johnson has. Maybe that's what we've missed when he's been out having his operation, knee surgery. Whatever he was having. Maybe that's what we need, and maybe that could come back, and that could be really good for us. Just that extra player with a bit of creativity there.
Definitely, because I remember at the start of the season when we were starting to play with that back five, we had him as left wing back and Creswell playing as the other centre half on the left side, and we played really well. And then obviously he went out because of the operation, went to a back four. We was lucky to play okay without him. But I think now it'd be good to have, obviously, an extra body, like a first teamer as well, because we know how thin the subs bench usually is. So just having his presence back in, that would be a nice little boost for us. Because he's obviously, if he wasn't injured, he would have been another contender for Hammer of the Year, because he's playing really well. So it'd be nice to see him back if we do have him. With Ben Johnson, obviously, I like Ben Johnson, but he's still young. He's still a bit wet around the ears. So I'd rather...
Look, I got a visitor.
Hello. Do you want like a cup of tea? Okay.
Can I have another tea, please?
She's worse than Rose Wester. You don't want her tea.
Oh, okay.
Go on, Phil.
What was I saying? Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Arthur Masuaku's got the experience and he's got the more creativity, so I'd rather have him over Ben Johnson if he was fit and ready to come back into the starting 11.
Yeah. Gary, where do you think the game will be won or lost tomorrow?
Lingard, I think he's in such good form. I think if he carries on the way he is, what I really like about Jake, he's very direct. He gets the ball and he's so focused. Even in the international game against San Marino, he's just banging shots in all the time. That's what I like about him. He's just very direct. So I think he's going to make a big difference. If he's on his game, I think that will certainly give us confidence to push through. Antonio in the home game bullied that defence. Cody was just pushed around all over the place by Antonio. So again, he plays a key role. And again, if you just keep it tight, if Dawson stops scoring own goals, that'll help. And then we'll see what happens going. Other than that, I think it'll be good.
Yeah. That Dawson own goal thing, honestly. Let's hope he doesn't go for a hat trick in 3 games of own goals. God dear. Steve, do you think that we've seen in that Arsenal game, Antonio was a bit more himself? Do you think he's slowly coming back? And let's hope he doesn't get injured. Do you think he'll play a massive role tomorrow?
I think he's just had a bit of bad luck of late, isn't he? Really, some of the chances he's had, we've hit the post, hit the bar, or whatever, they normally go in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think he's doing anything wrong at all. He just got to keep going, isn't he? But hey, he looks on form, mate. To be honest, just needs that bit of rub of the green we need, don't we? We're just not getting that. It's being West Ham again, isn't it? We don't get it. It's like I think we've hit we're the highest scoring woodwork hitter this season, haven't we? I think in the statistics, and that's
some stat.
Yeah, hell of a stat, isn't it? But
that's all clips. That's all clips, Phil.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's on the final run-in now. I really believe that we can get top 4. If we play to the right tactics and with a bit of rub of the green, I really believe this season we can finish 4th. And
well, Phil,
with it, but I think we can actually do it. But we've got to go for it and achieve it, not just fanny around a bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, West Brom and Big Fat Sam did us a massive favour yesterday. That was quality. I mean, we could have held with Newcastle holding on to that lead a bit longer today, but Leicester lost as well. I think whenever we have these Monday games, Phil, the results seem to go our way and give us an opening, and there's another opening. I think we could be 8th by the time we play, but we've still got that chance to push back up to 4th.
It's a must-win game. I think if we win, we go 4th anyway, don't we?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah. So it's a must-win game. So we got to go to it and play it as a cup final. If we're going to win a trophy, we've got to go out with that attitude. We've got all everything in our favour. Wolves are a wishy-washy, unpredictable side at the minute, but they ain't floated any boats this season, have they? Right? We got fit players who can go out and attack and play attacking football, create good football. We're going away when we're not really away. Yeah. We got to go and play it as a cup final, mate, because we can get top 4. I honestly believe we can get top 4.
I really do hope we can. Andy says we may need to win ugly tomorrow. Remind me of Leeds away when we won on set pieces. Gary, how important can set pieces be if we execute them right? With the likes of Souček, Dawson, Diop.
Very, very important. Very important. I mean, Souček's obviously had a good international break with a hat trick. So he's feeling very confident. I think stats-wise, we are the best scoring team in the Premier League from set pieces. And people fear us. We've got very tall players. We've got Dawson, we've got Rice, we've got Souček, we've got Antonio as well in there. So we've got some big players. Diop. So we've got some very good headers of the ball. I'm feeling confident about tomorrow. I don't know if you saw in the press yesterday, Jake, they had a run-in of all the teams in the top 4 contention. And on the average opponents' places, only Liverpool have got an easier run-in than us. So we've got a good chance. So let's hope we can get 3 points tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, in our top 4 hopes, I think Arsenal are out of that now because they got thrashed yesterday to Liverpool. I think Liverpool are very much still in catching us up, but I mean, it's open. There's a lot of teams that are there, but I mean, it's all kind of in our hands, isn't it? Because if we win our games, I think we will, if we finish 4th.
I don't see why not. All we have to do is what you said there, treat it like a cup final. It's the last thing we want to do is just get complacent again and again, and then it just shows how ambitious is Moyes and the board and all that lot, right? Because we just want a nice, good finish to the season. So yes, that's all I can say really. Just try and do as well as we can in every game we got left.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone's saying it. We've got to treat it as 9 cup finals left, because this is probably our biggest 9 games for quite a while. Because this can define, I think, this and this summer. What we do, it can define us for a good couple of years. Because if we magically get into that Champions League, I mean, we're not going to be able to go on any away days, I don't think. Well, we might do, you never know, but we could do. But I mean, it would just sum up a perfect nearly season for us. And Ogbonna coming back in the next couple of weeks, the injury update said, so that could solidify it a bit, because I think we conceded more goals when Diop's been in there. But let's see what comments you guys are putting. Andy has said, for me, 4 nows in. Antonio, rest him for the last 20 minutes. If needed, go have Lingard false 9. I think Dad and Brownie are having a chat about where Brownie lives in the chat. Near to me is Sevilla, Madrid, and Lisbon. Is 5 hours away, so that area. But I'm convinced you'll be in the Europa League and have qualifying round in Gibraltar.
That'd be nice.
It would be, wouldn't it? I could go and see Adam and everything.
Hey.
Right, let's.
Gibraltar, there's a great West Ham supporters club bar in the Gibraltar ground. Funny enough.
Oh, there you go.
Let's just like that.
They're all West Ham fans in Gibraltar, by the way.
Oh, that's even better then.
Seriously, they got their own supporters bar at the ground and everything. I live, well, when I'm in Spain, when I'm in Gibraltar, I live about 2 minutes from the ground. And I'll tell you what, it's like being at Upton Park all over again.
Agreed. Right, what did Lawrence say? Lawrence said, set pieces, where we get where we get the majority of our goals. It is a big part of our game. It definitely is. Andy says
Wolves are actually a bad defending side at the moment as well, so that can play in our favour.
Yeah,
take
Andy
advantage of that.
Yeah,
we do. And it says 6 of our last 9 games are against teams in the bottom half. So we done well. We've got this. Yeah. Right. People are already getting their predictions in. So just before I do come to your guys' prediction, we're going to ask who's going for first. Steve, we'll go to you first. How do you think the game will pan out tomorrow? Do you think we can have full control of this, or what do you think will happen?
If what I'm hoping, and if Moyes plays the positive way, which is the only nagging doubt in my head, right? We'll win 3-1. And I think we go up 2-0. We always concede one, so Dawson will probably get an own goal. But I think we'll win 3-1, mate, to be honest. If we go out and play positive football.
That'd be decent, yeah. I mean, David Moyes. If you're watching this, the David Moyes account comes into the chat every now and then. Play positive. That's what we get. That's what we're getting at it. I'll go to you, Gary. How do you think the game will pan out?
I hope he plays positive, but his default position, I'm afraid, is not to lose. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win, a KG 1-0 win.
Phil. I'll tell you what. We've all gone predictions now. So predictions, Phil. Prediction.
Just going to say the exact same as what Gary just said there. 1-0.
Oh, we can't go the same. Go on, change it. Go on. What is it?
All right then. 2-0 to West Ham.
And you've nicked my one, so I've got to change mine again. I'll go 2-1. Steve said that, didn't you? Steve, what did you say?
3-1, mate.
3-1. Oh, get in. Yeah. I've gone 2-1 then. So mine's still in there. So we are going. We are going for it, but let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. A couple of predictions that have came in already. Guys, get your predictions in, and we will read them out. And it says 4-0 tomorrow. Lingard 2, 4 nows, and deal. Would that be because? Did we beat them 4-0 in the other game? So that would be 8-0 on aggregate. Could you imagine? Lawrence is going 2-0 West Ham. Dawson will score tomorrow. At what end? We don't know. We hope not at our end.
You could do both ends, Jake.
I wouldn't put it past him. Right, Adam's coming with a question for us. Question to the panel. Do you think if you miss out on Europe, then West Ham will get raided in the summer, as your owners would sell their grandparents for £1? Sounds about right. Phil, we'll go this way. Phil, what do you think about that question then?
That's a good question. I'm going to say no. I think obviously it'd be disappointing, really, if we don't have Europe at all for next season. But I think the good top players, so i.e. Rice and Souček especially, they're happy at the club. He's settled in, like Souček settled in. I know there'll be some big offers coming in from big clubs around Europe, but I just can't see that happening. Maybe January, who knows? But that depends how well we start next season.
Yeah. Guys, we got any more thoughts about the game tomorrow?
Yeah, Brownie talks rubbish.
Oh dear. Right, so the message to boys: play positive and we'll win, and we're gonna get Champions League. Does that sound about right?
So,
Yes.
we're going to the Champions League, mate. As long as we stay positive, this is our year. We're going to shock the footballing world, mate. Shock the footballing world. Isn't it great, though? We're not talking about a relegation battle for a change, isn't it?
That's a big change, doesn't it?
Normally this time of year is, oh, come on, can we get away from the bottom three?
Exactly.
Yeah, we'd be like, right now, we'd be like, come on, Tottenham, we need you to win. But not this time.
Yeah.
True,
there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, or if you like, check out Canning Town Lane using the link in the description down below. So, that's our message. What we're going to do tomorrow: go out for a win, positive, and there'll be lots of content coming very, very soon. Thank you to Phil, Gary, and Steve. Come on, you irons, and I'll see you very, very soon.
Come on, you irons.
Bye bye.